The Filipino man in the white pilot's uniform didn't say a word as the police officer grabbed his arm and snapped a cuff around his wrist. Sunlight bounced off the airplane windows behind them, jet engines rumbled in the distance, and a line of passengers froze on the curb. Some gasped. Some reached for their phones. To anyone walking up to Terminal B at that moment, it looked like a big catch, a cop taking down a dangerous suspect in uniform. No one knew that the suspect was supposed to be in the cockpit of the next flight in 25 minutes, responsible for the lives of 210 people. His name was Captain Leo Dizon, 41, Filipino American, with 13,000 flight hours and a reputation for being calm in every storm. He'd flown through typhoons in Asia, dodged lightning over the Rockies, and once diverted a flight in the middle of the night to save a sick baby's life. He loved his job. He loved that kids at the gate would look at him and whisper, "That's the pilot," always surprised that the man in charge had skin the same color as theirs. This morning was supposed to be straightforward. Flight 178 to New York, clear weather, no delays. Leo had arrived early, passed through crew security, and walked with his carry-on to the curb to meet a first-time flyer, his own mother, visiting from Manila. She was anxious about navigating the huge airport alone, so he'd arranged to escort her through check-in before report time. That was the first problem. The second was the man with the rolling suitcase who bumped into his mother at the curb, snapped something rude about people who can't read signs, and then, 10 minutes later, realized his laptop bag was missing. The third problem was that when airport dispatch asked him who had been near him, the man pointed right at the only brown family he remembered seeing, Leo and his mother, still hugging goodbye near the arrivals door. Leo was just about to turn back into the terminal when he heard boots on concrete and someone yelling, "Hey, you in the uniform, stop right there!" He slowed, confused, and turned. A police officer in dark blue, mid-40s, barrel-chested, was marching toward him, hand already outstretched. The badge on his chest read, "Walker." "Yes, officer," Leo said, calm, professional. "Can I help you?" "Yeah," Walker snapped, gripping Leo's arm. "You can start by telling me what you did with the bag." Leo frowned. "Bag?" "Don't play dumb with me," Walker said, giving his arm a little shake. "Passenger reports a theft at this curb 10 minutes ago. Says there was a guy in a pilot uniform hanging around. That you, or you got a twin?"
Leo glanced down at his own uniform. White shirt, black tie, epaulettes on his shoulders, ID badge clipped neatly to his pocket, and then at the officer's hand still wrapped around his bicep. "I've been standing with my mother," he said evenly. "She just arrived. I helped her with her luggage and put her in her rideshare. I haven't touched anyone else's bag." Walker snorted. "Funny! That's not what he remembers." Behind them, a small crowd had started to form. Travelers slowed their luggage carts. Someone raised a phone, recording. Leo's mother, already halfway into the rideshare car, saw the commotion and started to climb back out, panic on her face. "Ma, stand in the car!" Leo called in Tagalog, trying to keep his voice steady. "I'll be fine, just wait." The driver, sensing trouble, rolled the window up halfway, but didn't drive off. Leo turned back to Walker. "Officer, I'm due at the crew room in 15 minutes. I'm the captain for Flight 178. If there's been a theft, I'm happy to answer questions, but can you please let go of my arm?" Walker squeezed tighter. "Captain, huh?" he said, the word dripping with doubt. "You got a real ID to go with that costume, or did you pick it up online?" Leo felt a flash of heat in his chest. "It's not a costume," he said quietly. "It's my uniform." He reached slowly toward his pocket with his free hand. Immediately, Walker reacted. "Keep your hand where I can see it!" he barked, yanking Leo closer. "You reach for anything and I'll put you on the ground, you understand me?"
Before we continue the story, let me know what country you're watching from. hit the like button if you love this story, and please subscribe if you are new to my channel. Let's continue.
Leo froze, heart racing now for a different reason. The last thing he wanted was to be tackled in front of his mother, in front of passengers, in front of whoever was filming. "I was going to show you my Airline ID," he said. "It has my photo, my employee number." "You can do that when we get inside," Walker cut him off. He pulled a pair of cuffs from his belt with his free hand. "Right now, you are being detained on suspicion of theft. Turn around." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Someone muttered, "Isn't he a real pilot?" Another whispered, "Oh my God, are they arresting him?" Leo felt the cold metal touch his wrist. His mother's voice sliced through the air. "Anik!" she cried, stumbling toward them. "He is pilot! My son, he is pilot! Please!" "Ma, it's okay, Leo said quickly, fighting the urge to pull away from Walker's grip. Any sudden move would be used against him. "Stay back, please." Walker glanced at her, then at Leo, and for a second, something like annoyance flashed across his face. "Sir, tell your relative to step away, now." Leo clenched his jaw. "That's my mother, and I'm telling you again, I didn't steal anything. Detaining me like this is making me late for my flight and scaring my family." "You should have thought about that before you grabbed someone's laptop. Now stop talking and turn around." Leo's patience snapped, just a little. "Officer, with respect, you don't know that I grabbed anything. You have no evidence, just a description that boils down to brown guy in uniform. You're putting your hands on me in public with nothing more than a hunch." The bystanders murmured. The man with the phone stepped closer, the little red recording light glowing. Walker's face reddened. "You don't get to lecture me on probable cause," he snarled. "You're not above the law because you played dress-up on airplanes." Leo stared at him, the insult landing like a physical blow. He thought of all the nights he'd flown tired but focused, all the emergencies he'd trained for, all the responsibility he carried every time a cabin door closed. "I don't think I'm above the law," he said quietly. "I just think the law should treat me like a person, not a suspect because of my face." "Turn around," Walker repeated, voice low and dangerous. Leo exhaled slowly, silently counting to 3. He knew when a situation was spiraling. He also knew he had a crew waiting, a co-pilot who'd be wondering where he was. He decided to comply, for now. He was just starting to turn when a sharp voice cut through the noise. "Officer, take your hands off my captain, right now." The sound came from behind Walker. Everyone turned. Striding toward them from the terminal doors was a woman in a navy business suit and low heels, dark hair pulled back, ID clipped to her blazer. The ground crew parted for her without thinking. A few employees straightened when they recognized her. It was Vice President of Operations, Amanda Cole. She wasn't just any VP. At this airline, her word could ground aircraft. She answered to the CEO and the FAA, and when she walked the terminal, supervisors followed. Walker hesitated, one cuff half closed around Leo's wrist. "Ma'am, this is a police matter. I'd appreciate it if you—" "A police matter involving my employee on my company's property in front of my passengers," Cole cut in. Her voice was calm, but carried the kind of edge that made people listen. She held up a hand. "Before you say anything else, let's clarify a few things." She stopped beside Leo, putting herself between him and the officer's gaze. "Captain Dizon, are you all right?" she said, looking him in the eye first. Leo swallowed, grateful for the small gesture of respect. "I'm okay, ma'am," he said. "Just detained." Cole's eyes flicked to the cuff on his wrist, then to Walker's hand still gripping his arm. "Detained for what, exactly?" she asked to Walker. "And before you answer, understand that I've already called Airport Police Command and our legal team on my way down here. So whatever you say will be part of a record." Walker's jaw tightened. He glanced at the people filming, at the older Filipino woman wringing her hands, at Leo's calm, furious face. "Passenger reported a theft," he said. "Described an Asian male in a pilot uniform nearby. I responded, saw him, and detained him for questioning. Standard procedure." Standard procedure is to ask for ID and cooperate with airport security, not slap cuffs on one of my captains at the curb. Did you ask to see his credentials? He reached for his pocket. Yes, he said defensively. I told him to keep his hands where I could see them until I had control of the situation.
Cole raised an eyebrow. Control of the situation? The situation being a uniformed pilot standing with his elderly mother at the arrivals curb. It's not my job to assume he is who he says he is, Walker snapped. Anyone can put on a costume and… Uniform, Cole corrected sharply. He's in a uniform he's earned the right to wear, with a photo ID that would have matched his face, his name, and his airline credentials if you'd bothered to look. One of the ground crew nearby chimed in. He's our captain for 178, sir, the young man said, addressing Walker. I saw him in the crew room this morning. The gate staff is already asking where he is. Cole nodded once. There. Independent verification, she said. Captain Deason has been with us for 8 years. He's logged more hours than half our senior staff. He's undergone federal background checks, recurrent training, and security clearances. And you decided, based on one vague passenger description, that he was the most likely thief? Walker shifted his weight. Look, with all due respect, we get reports about people impersonating airport staff all the time. I'm not going to apologize for being cautious. There's a difference between caution and bias, Cole said. Caution is asking questions, checking IDs, coordinating with our security. Bias is assuming that the brown man in uniform standing with his mother is a criminal when there are dozens of people around. As if on cue, Walker's radio crackled. Unit 12, be advised, possible stolen bag at Terminal B has been located. Caller reports he found laptop case in back of rideshare. No theft. Repeat, no theft. Passenger apologizing for confusion. The crowd heard it. A collective murmur rose. Leo closed his eyes briefly, exhaling through his nose. His mother covered her mouth in a mix of relief and anger. Walker lifted the radio, almost mechanically. He said, "Copy," his voice tight, and turned it down slowly. Cole folded her arms. "Well," she said, "there goes your probable cause." No one spoke for a moment. The only sounds were rolling suitcases and the distant roar of a departing jet. "Officer Walker," she said finally, "you're going to remove those cuffs, apologize to my captain and his mother, and then you and your supervisor can expect a formal complaint from our legal department and from this family." Walker's cheeks flushed. His grip on Leo's arm loosened. He fumbled with the cuff, releasing Leo's wrist. A red mark had already formed on the skin. Leo flexed his hand, feeling the ache, feeling the weight of 100 eyes. "Captain, Walker began, words sticking in his throat. He'd started this like any other call, convinced he was doing his job. Now he looked up at the rows of windows, some filled with passengers watching, at the phones pointed at him, at the airline VP glaring. "I'm sorry," he managed. "I was acting on the information I had. I may have misjudged the situation." Leo met his gaze. He saw the regret there, real and raw, mixed with the fear of consequences. "I appreciate the apology," Leo said quietly, "but you didn't just misjudge a situation, you misjudged a person. You saw my face and my uniform and still couldn't see me." Walker swallowed. "You're right," he said, the words rough. "I'll put that in my report." "You'll do more than that," Cole added. "This terminal runs on trust. Passengers trust us. We trust our crews. Our crews trust that law enforcement will treat them as partners, not suspects on site. Today, you broke that trust." She turned back to Leo. "Captain, you're due on the flight deck in 15 minutes. Are you able to fly, or do you need to be pulled from this rotation? No pressure either way." Leo looked at his mother, still standing there, twisting her hands. He thought about his crew, his passengers, the story that would spread if he didn't show up. He also thought about the knot in his stomach, the way his heart was still beating too fast. "I can fly," he said slowly, "but I want to walk my mom to security first, and I'm going to file my own report when I'm back." Cole nodded. "You should," she said, "and for what it's worth, I'll be right there when you do." She turned to Leo's mother and softened. "Ma'am, I'm so sorry you had to see your son treated this way. He's one of our best." Leo's mother blinked back tears. "I know he is, but they should know that too." As Leo walked his mother toward the entrance, people stepped aside. A few passengers murmured, "We're glad you're okay, Captain." One of the ground crew patted his shoulder. The man with the phone lowered it, guilt written on his face for having filmed but not spoken up sooner. Back on the curb, Walker stood rooted to the spot, cuffs hanging awkwardly from his hand. The adrenaline had drained away, replaced by a cold heaviness in his chest. He thought about the training slides about implicit bias he'd clicked through too quickly. He thought about how sure he was a few minutes ago, how easy it had been to believe the worst about someone who didn't look like him. He watched Leo disappear into the terminal, white uniform bright against the glass doors, and felt something twist inside. Cole looked at him one last time. "You know," she said, almost quietly now, "if you'd gotten your way, our headline today would have been, 'Flight Cancelled, Captain Arrested at Curb.' And when the truth came out, it wouldn't just be your image on the line. It would be every cop's, every pilot's, every person who looks like him who wonders if a uniform and an ID will ever be enough." Then she turned and followed her captain into the building, leaving Walker alone with his regret, the whisper of jet engines, and the knowledge that the real turbulence of the day had nothing to do with the weather.
Thank you for watching to our Badge and Justice stories. If you want to watch more stories like this, click the videos above. See you again tomorrow.